Polite inquiries, Australia and New Zealand. Intern says, are you seeing the World Cup vibes from the locals?
Not really, not yet, but maybe there will be in a bit. I think there's been a lot of cricket and it's the end of quite a long summer of sport. Is that what they're calling it?
Well, okay.
Maybe when it starts. I mean, it hasn't started yet, to be fair.
That's a very good point. It hasn't started. I will say a lot of people have said, oh yeah, we knew the World Cup was starting. The Asian Cup football just finished 5 minutes ago. There was a test series, there's been a big bash, there's been a lot of things going on. Let's wait and see what happens when it actually starts.
To be fair, I was at the MCG earlier and there were people running.
Away from the ground?
No, it turns out they were going for a train. But it did look like they were really excited.
Yeah.
I thought they were trying to get tickets. I genuinely thought, you know, Julimont Station?
Jolimont Station?
Whatever. I don't want to get caught up in details.
Yeah.
It did look as if people were very excited, but actually I think they were probably just trying to go home. There were more police at Blacktown, including armed police, yeah, for whoever was playing there, which was Scotland and Ireland, the other day I went, than there were spectators.
Matthew Begg says, the dearth of quality Indian bowlers due to them being sucked into Ishant Sharma's hair. Can India still win this tournament without Ishant Sharma?
I think they were unlikely to win it without that. Nothing says the state of Indian cricket more than no. Of course they can. India are a really good side, but they're really unlikely.
Manas Yadav says, what are the chances for Zimbabwe? I mean...
Of what?
Let's be honest. I know they want... Who did they beat? Sri Lanka?
The economy's going in the right direction. It's got a lovely climate. It's more politically stable. Inflation is down. You know, the future's very positive for Zimbabwe.
Hamilton Mazakadze has not yet played a game in the World Cup.
Easy for him to say.
And he's going to make so many runs that I think they can win the whole tournament, George. I'd probably have them as favourites.
If they win the whole tournament, I'm going to have I'm Jared Kimber tattooed here, and I'm going to run around the streets of Melbourne naked, singing I'm a Teapot.
Mark Ridley says, would England and Australia rather win the World Cup or the Ashes?
Really good question. I think that lots of people in England would still rather win the Ashes, and I think that's part of the problem in English cricket. They should want to win the World Cup. It's a global tournament. They've never won it.
I mean, if you look at it from the other side, Australia's won it 3 times.
They've won both, loads.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a really good question, but realistically, it only matters if England, as he has said, I think it matters more for England. I don't think they put enough stock on the World Cup, and I don't think they've, over their history, probably put enough into it. But other than that,
the Ashes is too important for England. In England, I think they put far too much at stake. And why is it any more important than playing against India or South Africa or all those other series? It shouldn't be, should it? Yeah.
Pete Naylor says,
Nails,
what should England do about the opinion dividing Ravi Bopara? Hashtag, how to solve a problem like Bopara.
Substitute X for the value of Bopara, and through a series of equilateral equations, you arrive at the answer Gary Balance.
Doesn't he have to bowl, though? Doesn't Ravi have to bowl?
Yes,
what is the point of him playing if he's not bowling?
I really like Ravi.
There's some sort of analytics that someone is doing that just proves when he bowls, it's good.
Well, he's taken 1 wicket in his last 15 ODIs, and he's bowled something like 7 overs in his last 6, so he's not bowling. Look, I believe in Ravi.
Then you might as well pick Balance.
But it's a bit like believing in Santa, and that I'm sort of believing him because I want to at this stage, but it'd be really nice if he, you know, just came down my chimney once at Christmas Day. I think I may have taken that analogy even further than Ravi's taken his career.
It goes on and says, why are Ireland only seen in World Cups when they are at par or better than Bangladesh and the West Indies?
I think it's a really good question.
Don't think they're better or on par with the West Indies right yet, but it's a very good question. But when it comes down to it, the ICC don't want them to go further. If the ICC wanted them to go together, and when I say the ICC, I don't mean the administrators who run the game, I mean the officials who are at the top of the tree. They don't want to grow cricket. They don't want cricket to be better. They don't want Ireland to have a vote. They don't want Test cricket to have more teams, even if those other teams should be in there. They don't want other teams in the World Cup. They want to keep their little power. And okay. You know what I'm saying, though,
no, you're absolutely right. I was just worried that you might pass out, but you've obviously got very good lungs. One of the worries is... One of the worries is... I don't know. One of the worries is that Ireland might not do very well in this World Cup, and it will be used as a reason to justify their exclusion. And actually, we're not giving them a chance to perform, and they've overachieved really in the last few years. And the administrators of the game, they're doing... Their duty is to nurture and develop the game around the world, and it's a dereliction of duty what they're doing at the moment.
Cricket is a sport of exclusions, and Ireland is just the latest, team to find that out. Philip Meng says, "What does Xavier Doherty offer to the Australian side besides being a world-class drinks carrier. Look, Australia aren't going to win this tournament with spin. I don't know why everyone's so... If they're going to win it, they're going to win it because of their batsmen smash the hell out of the ball.
Who would
They've
you
got
drop?
a lot of quick bowlers.
Who would you drop? Who would you drop? Would you drop Maxwell? Maxwell will get in.
Well, I think he's saying what does Xavier Doherty do? But they have to have a spinner in the squad just in case they end up on a spinning track somewhere.
Yeah, Maxwell's absolutely fine. He's a bit of a genius, I think, as a batsman. He does the job anyway. It's a red herring.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. But I think
he
Xavier
also doesn't
is just
carry drinks as well as Alex Hales. Alex Hales has got a lovely technique for drinks carrying, very elegant.
You've always got your favourites, don't you? Gita says, will the Cricket World Cup be like this opening ceremony? Predictable, cliched, pandering to all, boring and too long.
No.
Is there a opening ceremony?
No, look, if you like cricket, what's the matter with it going on? You know, if you like sex, you don't want it to be over in 30 seconds, do you? You want it to last
go 7 weeks.
What will be the problem with that? Come on, we've talked about this before. I've shown you techniques.
We'll see you next time.